Hello everyone, I am Kushal. This is Savage Programmer. I hope you guys are doing absolutely fine. So in the continuation of our series on Git and GitHub, we are in the 6th lecture today, and today we'll be jumping onto GitHub finally. We'll be studying about remote collaboration. So let's get started. And if you haven't checked out the channel yet, do check it out. I frequently post some amazing content, and if you guys have any doubts, you can text me on LinkedIn. And if you guys have any suggestions, do comment out on any video. I can do some improvements accordingly. So let's jump right in. So this was our Git and GitHub repository. So like always, we'll start our Git bash window. First of all, let's zoom this a bit more. Yeah, I guess this is pretty visible now. Okay, so we had this file already created that we have created in the previous lecture. Let's check the status. The working tree is clean. Fine. Let's clear this. Let's see our branches. So we had 3 branches. We are in the master branch right now. That's great. Now, in today's lecture, we'll be studying about GitHub. Now, what is GitHub? So GitHub is a code hosting platform which is used for collaboration, and where we can keep our repositories that we have built or the projects that we have built on our local machine. We can keep them on GitHub and collaborate with a lot of people. So let's go. So this is the interface that GitHub provides, and let's jump on to the pricing first of all. The pricing. So GitHub is a code hosting platform, so definitely it has some plans as well. Let's check out the GitHub plans. So these are the 4 plans that GitHub provides, and right now we are using the free plan, right? I mean, all the developers actually who are students actually use this basic plan, which is free of cost, and it provides unlimited private and public repositories and unlimited collaborators as well. And this is I guess the newly updated plan, because previously the number of collaborator is limited in free repositories, but now they have given the privilege of unlimited collaborators, which is very nice. They have also allowed 200 action minutes. If you guys don't know what does that mean, so GitHub provides another feature, that is GitHub Actions, and it is really amazing feature, which is it deals with CI/CD pipeline. If you don't know anything about that, don't worry. Do comment down if you want to know about that. I'll explain you there. And it also provides public storage of 500 MBs and community support as well. So these are some other plans, that is the enterprise and the team and the GitHub One plan, but we'll be using free one. And it's very simple to just create an account in GitHub and get started. Click on sign up, and you just start to fill some normal information, and your account will be created. So I used to upload my codes and projects here. You can check them out, get some idea, and get started with your projects. So let's create a new repository for the tutorial. So let's name it as YouTube Git and GitHub tutorial 6, or tutorial. Let's keep it tutorial. So YouTube Git and GitHub tutorial repository. Fine. So this is the description you will be giving to your repository. You can keep it private or you can keep it public as well. I'm keeping it public. And if you want to add a readme file, you can add that. If you want to add a gitignore file and a license. So what does a license mean? There are a number of licenses, like the one which I interacted was MIT license, which allow if a repository has MIT license, it means you can use that repository for it's an open source repository, and you can use it for your projects or anything, and you can make changes into it. but if there are some other licenses as well which can cause you copyright issues, so keep an eye on that as well. So I'm putting MIT license here because it's a open repository and anybody can use it. So let's create the repository. So it takes a few seconds to create the repository, and here we are. So now we need to add this particular repo as our remote origin. Now what does that mean? First of all, copy this URL, copy it and go to your git bash window. So right now we were working on the local repository. Now in order to collaborate, push or pull code from a remote repository, we need to add a origin from where the remote origin where all the project stuff will be hosted, that is GitHub. So we have to add, write this command git remote add origin, and then you have to paste the URL, and we are the remote repository is being added to a particular variable, that is origin. It is being named as origin on our local system. So now since we have added the remote repository as the origin, you can check that remotely we have origin, and you can also see the name of that using this command. So origin is mapped to this particular URL, that is our remote repository, and this will be used for fetch and push. That is, if you want to pull those if there are any new changes on a remote repository, we can pull those changes from this particular repo, and we can also push our changes to this particular repo. So this is done. Now let's push our local repository to our remote repository. So if you type this command git push u origin, and what branch you want to push, that is the master branch. So there are two ways to push your changes to your remote GitHub repo. First of all, the username and the password thing, which will be pretty easy, and you can, first of all, the username and the password thing, that is, you have to enter your username, GitHub username, and then once you type enter, you'll prompt will be open to type the password, and the changes will be pushed to your remote repository. So this is that much easy. And now if you go and refresh this page, you will see. So as I told you earlier, GitHub has followed a new convention of naming the the master branch as the main branch. And now since we have pushed a branch called master, it is added as a new branch. So we can create a pull request to that main branch, but we'll be discussing pull request and everything in the later videos. But right now let's concentrate over here. So now whatever code we had over our local machine is being pushed to our remote repository. You can see that. So so let's change our branch, git checkout to branch to what branches we had, I forgot. Git branch, new feature, git checkout, new feature, new feature. So we are now in the new feature branch. Let's clear this. So let's check the status of this branch first, and so it is clean. So since we have earlier what we did, we use username as password to interact with our remote repository. There is another way to interact with our remote repository, that is the SSH access. So we have a few commands to create a new SSH key, and then we'll add a new SSH key onto our GitHub account, and then we don't have to write the username and the password again and again to interact with or to collaborate with our remote repo. So do pay attention to these commands in order to create a new SSH key to start collaborating without username and password. So the first command would be creating a SSH key at your local repo. So let's do that. the command is like SSH keygen minus t RSA, that is the algorithm, to p minus p 4096 minus capital C, and then your email address which is associated with your GitHub account. Now, in order to understand this particular command or the things that are being used in this command, you can always check out the documentation. I will share you where you can find that, and then you have to press enter. So it will start generating a public and private RSA key pair and enter file, in which we have to save it here. Yes, you can overwrite that. Just press enter, you don't have to write the paraphrase or anything like that. Now the key has been generated. So let me walk you through where you can add the SSH key. Go to the settings and then the SSH and JPG keys, and here you can add the SSH key. So this is a previously generated SSH key. Let me delete that. And the documentation in order to generate SSH keys or how to add those keys into your GitHub account, you can find them here in this particular documentation. So let's do it, or you can remember the command that I am showing. So we have created the SSH key. Now we need to type another command to generate agent ID, eval SSH agent. So it has generated the agent ID. Now we need to add this SSH key to this, map this SSH key to this agent ID, that is using this command. And this is the directory where we have stored our this SSH key dot SSH IDRRSA. Fine. So now identity is being added, right? So this SSH key is being added now. We need to now this SSH key has been added to our local system right now. We need to add the same SSH key to our remote repo, that is GitHub, and then they can interact each other without the username and the password. So cat command is used to print the key. So I'll be printing that key. Then you just have to write the path of that SSH key in your system, IDRSA. So here is the complete key. Now you have to copy this key. 1 second. I'm just copying it using Ctrl+C. Not Ctrl+C, but right clicking that. And here you have to create a new SSH key. My PC, I'm naming it like that, and then you have to put that key here. Fine, and you just have to add this SSH key. Key is invalid, you must supply a key in open SSH public key format. So okay, so this is an error. We were getting an error that the format that we are pasting is not correct. It's not according a valid format, that is the open SSH public key format was not there. So what we were doing earlier was this thing. So this is not the correct format. So the solution to that problem is just write the same command again, git, now the directory where the SSH key is saved, not git but cat SSH ID RSA. So this SSH key is being stored in .pub format. So I'm writing that, and along with you have to put a pipe, that is this, and then clip. What does that do? It copies the content of that file directly, and then you just have to paste that. The clip means clipboard. It copies that file content to the clipboard, and you just have to paste that here now. So this is the correct format of the SSH key. Now it will be valid. My PC, add. So now the SSH key has been added. Right now we have added a HTTP method in order to interact with the GitHub, but we need to add SSH URL in order to use the SSH key that we have created just now. So let's go to the GitHub, and inside the repository you have this option code. Inside this, use this SSH and copy this. So let's type the command to add the remote URL. Set URL origin, then the URL name, then the URL, and now our remote URL has been added. Now if you type git remote with flag v, you will see now our SSH URL is being set as our origin for pull and push. Now if we push our data to origin, we need to pass this particular branch new feature. It will not ask me for username and password anymore. It will directly push the changes to my remote repo using the SSH keys. You see, everything is being pushed, and if I refresh this, you will see another branch. That is, a new branch is being pushed. That is new feature. You can compare and create a pull request. We'll be discussing about pull request and all of the stuff in the later part. And I hope you might have learned something from this video. So please like this video, and do share it with your friends. Support the channel. If you have any doubts, do comment out. Let's meet in the next video. Till then, stay tuned. Thank you.